watching Waterbury High School basketball replay presented by Waterbury High School Sports on channel 16 and 96.
Ladies and gentlemen, now let's get the starting lineup for the Red Coats of Berlin. Let's hear it. Number 5, Adam Lowenko. Number 10, Adam McCain. Number 50, Jake McCarthy. And co-captain number 21, and co-captain number 2, RJ Vinciano. And head coach Mike Vinciano. And now, your starting lineup for your Kennedy Eagles. Let's hear it. Number 5, Javon McKnight. Number 10, Daryl Flowers. Number 20, Don Garrett. Number 25, Lamont James. And number 48, Davis Converse. The game is coached by Ryan Schultz. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sing of our national anthem for Kennedy's own.
The national anthem has been sung. The lineups are announced. Good afternoon. Welcome to John F. Kennedy High School in Waterbury. My name is Michael Valenti, and this is Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. Tonight's matchup features the Kennedy Eagles squaring off in a non-conference matchup against the Berlin Redcoats. Now, the Redcoats coming in today at 1-2. While the Kennedy Eagles coming in today 3-0, only had one home game so far, and it was a win earlier this season. Again, here are the starting lineups. We'll start with our visiting team, the Berlin Redcoats, wearing red jerseys with a blue stripe and white numbers, similar to the old Washington Bullets jerseys. You have RJ Veneziano, number 2, Adam Twinko, number 5, Evan McKinnon, number 10, number 21, Dom Nuzzo, and number 50, Jake McCarthy. McCarthy, who will take the tip-off for the Redcoats. And for the Kennedy Eagles, you have Javon McKnight, Daryl Flowers, Don Jarrett, Damani James, and Xavier Saunders. Saunders and McCarthy will be the two at center court for the tip-off. Kennedy starting, going left to right with their white jerseys, gold and blue trims throughout the jersey. Tip-off won by the Redcoats as there's a big height difference for McCarthy, and we're underway here as Veneziano passes it off to the left side. That is Nuzzo. Nuzzo passing it over to McCarthy on top of the key. Bounce pass now to McKinnon. Twinko underneath. Nice pass off the glass, no good. And it's rebounded by Kennedy going the other way. It's McKnight. McKnight is going to be called for the travel before the pass, so the Redcoats get the ball back. Veneziano, wide open is McKinnon. He takes a shot for three. Off the mark, rebounded by the Redcoats and tipped in. That's Dom Nuzzo picking up the first 2 points of the game. And Berlin with an early 2-0 lead here at John F. Kennedy High School. Pass over now to McKnight in the corner. Thinking about it, but passes out. Daryl Flowers underneath. Back to Flowers in the corner. Takes a shot for three. No good. The rebound missed, and it's eventually picked up by Nuzzo. Things slowing down now. Berlin with the ball. Eagles going with a man-to-man defense right now. Pass over to Nuzzo. Nuzzo will hold on to it. Now starts to dribble. Kicks it out to Veneziano. Now over to Twinko. Twinko spins. Bounce pass over to Nuzzo. Takes a shot. No good. And eventually picked up by Javian McKnight. McKnight loses the ball. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Redcoats. And with 6:36 to go in the first quarter, the Eagles have the ball, trailing 2-0. Wide open for three, that's Don Jarrett. He'll be fouled, so go to the line shooting three. Don Jarrett was a big part of this Kennedy team last year, the leading scorer. Looking to add on to his great Kennedy career here. First free throw is good. Second free throw, good as well. And with that, Don Jarrett has scored 1,000 career points. The first time it's happened since 1995 when Marlon Parker did it.
He's here with arms on the basket.
And a nice applause here at John F. Kennedy High School, recognizing the, as I mentioned, great career for Don Jarrett, who just picked up 1,000 career points. They give him the game ball. They hand that off to the head coach, and they save it for Jarrett, and he'll take that home later today. Something to be proud of, 1,000 career points. And he misses the third free throw, so we won't see 1,001. Rebounded by the Redcoats. Veneziano, no travel call there. Shot put up, no good off the back of the rim. The tip-off is no good. Don Jarrett gets the rebound. He'll take it himself. 4-on-1. Jarrett off the lay-in, no good. The rebound tip-in is good. That was Javian McKnight, and the Eagles have their first lead of the day. Double team now. Ball will be picked up by McCarthy. In the corner is Nuzzo, guarded by Jarrett. Thrown underneath. A lot of pressure applied to Kennedy, and a foul is called. That one on Don Jarrett, his first. Nuzzo gets the inbound pass. Now pass over to the corner. Now Veneziano over to Twinko. Twinko kicks it out to Veneziano. Nice ball movement here for Berlin early on. Trying to get it underneath. They do to McCarthy. He's fouled underneath. It looks like it was Saunders. Definitely a height advantage underneath for Berlin, as they have McCarthy standing in well over 6'5", going against Saunders, who's barely 6 feet. The first free throw, no good for McCarthy. Second free throw is good. So it's a 1-point game here as we are close to 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Bringing it up now is Damani James. 2-3 zone applied by the Redcoats. Pass underneath, kicked out in the corner. Shot put up for three is no good, and it's rebounded by McKinnon. Veneziano will go cross court, and the pass completed to Twinko. Now over to McKinnon. McKinnon to Veneziano. Lofted up to Nuzzo. Nuzzo double team, has to go to McCarthy underneath. It's tipped and intercepted by McKnight. McKnight pushing it up for the Eagles. Nice underneath layup, shot no good though. And it's rebounded by the Redcoats. Losing the battle underneath are the Eagles. Shot put up underneath, and a couple of drops, couple of bounces drop in for Adam Twinko, and he gets his first 2 points, and the Redcoats get back the lead here, 5-4, under 5 minutes to go in the first. Bounce pass in the corner, that's Flowers. Nice underneath layup, but it's no good. Veneziano gets the rebound and will reset things. Bounce pass to McCarthy. Pass tipped, loose, still loose, diving on his Veneziano. We have a jump ball. Possession arrow going to Kennedy. And we'll have our first substitution of the game. Coming in is Khalil Gaskins. And he'll come in for Damani James. Pass in the corner, that's Flowers. Cross court, and it's intercepted, going the other way. It's 2-on-1, now 2-on-2. Ball goes loose. Last touch by Berlin, and it's going the other way. So a missed opportunity there for the Redcoats. McKnight, now to Jarrett. NBA size three, good! That's 5 points for the senior. 1,003 points for Don Jarrett in his career. Shot put up, no good. The tip in is good. Dom Nuzzo there to finish it off. Shot put up for three is no good. Tippin is good. Nuzzo is fouled as he gets underneath. We'll go to the line shooting too. First free throw is good from Nuzzo. And the Redcoats have their first substitution. Coming in is Evan Cornwall in for Jake McCarthy. Second free throw, no good from Nuzzo, and it's rebounded by Don Jarrett. Jarrett will bring it up for the Eagles with a little over 3 minutes to go here. The Eagles up 9-8. Pass over to number 21, that's Gaskins. Jarrett for three, it's good. Don Jarrett with as many points as the Redcoats in this first quarter, 8. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Berlin, and it will be Eagles ball. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Kennedy Eagles lead this one 12-8. Ball is loose, still loose. No backcourt violation there as the last touch by Berlin. Now over to Don Jarrett for the Eagles. Jarrett, pick made, shot put up for three, good, as he goes to the ground. That's three-pointers for Don Jarrett. And Veneziano called for the travel. McKnight. Pass over to Gaskins. Now to Jarrett. NBA size three. Off the rim, no good. A battle underneath, and it's eventually picked up by Berlin. Cross-court pass is good. The layup, no good. And it's rebounded by number 55, Victor Sampson. And we have a foul called. Twinko comes back into the game. He'll come in for Evan McKinnon. Now Berlin going to a 3-2 zone to try to force out the three-point shots from Don Jarrett. Bounce pass is to Jarrett now. Under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter, the Eagles lead 14-8. Trying to drive, and it's loose and stolen by Berlin. Now going the other way. Pass over to the left side. That is number 20, Derek Yonder. Now over to Kyle Mahoney. And now back to Twinko. Adam Twinko lofts one up, spins out. Ball's loose and goes out of bounds. Last touch by Kennedy with 1:34 to go here in the first quarter. Berlin, for being a 1-3 team, off to a nice start here. Pass over to Nuzzo. Nuzzo off the glass and good for two. He has 7 points here in the first quarter, leading the Redcoats in scoring. Bringing it up now is Tyler Gonzalez as he passes it over to Khalil Gaskins. Now underneath to Sampson, off the glass, nice pass underneath, and 2 points there for Lascelle Stewart. Approaching the last minute in this first quarter. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. 2-3 zone applied by the Eagles. Bounce pass, trying to look for a three, but fakes the shot. Bounce pass to Nuzzo. He's going to be called for the travel as he goes down. And it goes to Kennedy here, 16-10 with 54 seconds to go. And it goes to Tyler Gonzalez. Gonzalez crosses the half-court line. The last minute of this first quarter. Don Jarrett, who earlier today reached the 1,000 career point plateau after his second free throw of the day was made. Now back to Don Jarrett with 35 seconds to go. Holds on to the ball, guarded by Twinko. Now passed over to Gaskins, back to Jarrett. 27 seconds left. Man-to-man defense now applied by Berlin. Jarrett goes to the ground, keeps the dribble, so no travel. 19 seconds left. Jarrett spins, pick made. Kicks it out, wide open, but kicks it back out to to Sampson. Sampson lofts one up, and it's good with 7 seconds to go. Now 5 seconds. One last shot for the Redcoats. Bounce pass wide open for 3, for 2, 1, and that's going to end the first quarter. And Kennedy leads this one 18-10. A strong start for the Kennedy Eagles here as they lead by 8. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. We get set for the second quarter of play here as the second quarter starts right by our broadcast booth. Berlin with the ball to start the second quarter, trailing 18-10. The highlight of the first quarter, Don Jarrett with 11 points, but it was the second point of the day that gave us the highlight as a shot put up for 3 is no good, and rebounded by the Eagles. It's a jump ball, and possession arrow to Kennedy. Now what happened early on in the first quarter, Don Jarrett hit his second of 3 free throws in the first quarter, and that gave him career point number 1,000. And that has happened, it has not happened since 1995 here at Kennedy. Ball kicked out in the corner. Darryl Flowers for 3, wide open, good. And that's 5 points now for Flowers. The last player to do so at Kennedy, 1995, Marlon Parker. Pass over to Veneziano. Now over to Mahoney. Back to Veneziano. Trying to get it underneath, and they're having a tough time here against the Eagle defense. Shot put up by McCarthy is no good, and it's rebounded by Flowers going the other way. Flowers will take it himself. Shot put up. The shot is blocked. No foul called as Flowers goes to the ground, and it's going the other way. Nuzzo off the glass. Shot is waved off, an offensive foul as Damani James takes the charge. And a couple Berlin fans that traveled here today not happy with the call. An 11-point lead now for the Eagles. Kicked out wide open is Jarrett for 3. Oh, just short, and rebounded by the Redcoats. Now going the other way, Mahoney. Mahoney lofts it up. Jarrett gets the rebound as it doesn't even touch the rim. Foul called there on McKinnon as he tries to reach in for the steal. I don't know, they looked like it got all ball, but guess a little contact was made there on Jarrett. So the clock stops at 6:37, and the Eagles leading this one 21-10. And a travel there on Javian McKnight. And we have a substitution. Brandon Espinal comes in for the first time for the Eagles. If Berlin wants to get back into this game, what I would suggest is they need to start getting underneath the basket. They have the height advantage here. Shot put up for 3, no good. And it's rebounded by number 23, Espinal. Damani James, the point guard for the Eagles, passing it over to Flowers. Flowers doing a little ball work there. Stops his dribble, passes in the corner to Espinal. Double team, pass nearly intercepted there. Goes cross court to number 5, McKnight. Drives the baseline. He steps out of bounds and will go to the Redcoats of Berlin. Berlin catches a break there. Good ball movement by the Eagles, but unfortunately McKnight touches out of bounds as he was driving the baseline. Mahoney, bounce pass to McKinnon. McKinnon over to Veneziano. Veneziano bounce pass to Nuzzo. Nuzzo stops his dribble. Wide open for 3. It's good. That's Evan McKinnon. And the lead now back down to single digits, 21-13. 5.5 to go in the first half. Shot good. What a layup there by Damani James. Going up and under for the layup and 2 points. Back to 10 points is the lead. Nuzzo in double teaming. Now wide open in the corner. McKinnon again. He hits it again. Same spot as the last possession. Evan McKinnon in the corner hits the three-pointer. Ball is loose. Nuzzo dives on it. He picks it up. And we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow staying with Berlin. And yes, it's Berlin, not Berlin, like the German capital. It's Berlin. And Berlin now brings it up, led by their point guard, R.J. Veneziano. Guarded now by James. Pass over to Dom Nuzzo. McCarthy, the big man, taking a shot, and it's good. Jake McCarthy now with 3 points. And a timeout called by Kennedy as things start to fall apart here for the Eagles quickly. Now only a 5-point lead with 4:37 to go in this timeout. You are watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. Berlin comes out to the court first. A substitution for the Red Coach. Dan Garofalo enters for the first time today. Damani James will bring it up for the Eagles as they come out of the timeout, leading by 5. They had a lead as big as 11 at one point. The shot put up, no good, and it's rebounded by Nuzzo. Now Veneziano. McKinnon, he's been hot in that corner. There's the three. It is no good after a couple bounces. And rebounded by Darryl Flowers. Going the other way, Don Jarrett, the 1,000 career point man, with the ball now passing over to Damani James. Victor Sampson kicks it out, wide open for three, no good. McKinnon picks up the rebound. Veneziano will bring it up. Under 4 minutes to go. Garofalo in the corner, ball is loose, and McCarthy is fouled underneath. Victor Sampson picks up the foul there. And Khalil Gaskins enters the game in for Damani James. McCarthy gets the inbound pass and he's blocked. Blocked by Sampson, and Flowers gets the rebound, taking it himself. Ball kicked over, and Gaskins cannot save it. Off the foot of number 21, Gaskins. Pass deep, McKinnon. McKinnon will drive through the defenders, and one. So now it is a one-possession game all of a sudden. Berlin fighting all the way back. McKinnon will try to make this a 2-point game. Substitutions being made by both teams. The free throw is good from McKinnon, and it's now a 2-point game, 23-21, 3:38 to go. Pass over to McKnight. McKnight stops the dribble, passes the Flowers at the elbow, kicks it out. For three, it's McKnight. Off the glass, no good. The tip in is good from Don Jarrett. His first non-3-point field goal of the day. McKinnon, count it. Lowers the shoulder, draws the foul, and gets the basket. And he'll try to complete the 3-point play and make this a 1-point game. The free throw is no good. It rims out, and it's rebounded by Darryl Flowers. A little over 3 minutes ago, it's now a 2-point game. The Eagles dominated in the first quarter. Berlin fighting their way back here. McKnight drives the baseline, spins, and it's no good. Nuzzle gets the rebound. He is guarded by Flowers, and then it's handed off to Veneziano. Veneziano over to Garofalo, wide open for three in the lead. Off the rim and no good. Nuzzle and Flowers fight for it. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow going to Kennedy with 2:44 to go. Khalil Gaskins stops his dribble, passes over to Don Jarrett, and a foul is called on Dan Garofalo, trying to reach in on Don Jarrett. Mahoney will come in for the man who recently committed the foul, Dan Garofalo. 2:37 to go here in the first half. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Berlin. Now 2.5 minutes to go. Gaskins puts up a shot, and it's good off the elbow. Gaskins gets on the scorecard for the first time today. 5-point lead, again, a 2-possession game for the Kennedy Eagles as they lead this one 27-23. McKinnon underneath the Nuzzo. Nuzzo off the glass and one. That's 9 points now for Dom Nuzzo. We'll try to complete the 3-point play and again get this game to within one. The Redcoats have gotten this close before, but then they lose the lead. And now they're back at it here. Nuzzo misses the free throw. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mahoney. And the Eagles will try to extend this lead. They lead by 2 with 2:13 to go. Don Jarrett will slow things down, trying to kill as much clock as possible as they lead by only 2. Ball is loose. Foul is called on Evan Cornwall, and Berlin having a tough time understanding where the foul was there. And a substitution being made by the Eagles as Damani James comes in for Khalil Gaskins. Inbound pass in the corner. Flowers is blocked by Nuzzo. Rebounded by the Eagles, and it's kicked out by Don Jarrett, and things reset. Under 2 minutes to go now. Eagles lead only by 2. Jarrett is going to be called a foul on... It looks like it's going to be on Jarrett, the offensive foul for pushing off and stiff-arming Veneziano. And another substitution, it looks like. No, they're not going to allow the substitution. It was too late, sorry. Garofalo trying to sneak in there before play resumes, but they can't get the sub in time. Now McKinnon, over to Mahoney, back to McKinnon. Thinks about shooting, pass over to McCarthy. The shot off, no good, and it's rebounded by Don Jarrett. 96 seconds ago, and a foul is called on Veneziano. And he doesn't like the call, and Don Jarrett walks right into Veneziano. And the refs are going to discuss whether or not that should be a technical foul. Don Jarrett walking into RJ Veneziano after the foul was called. And head coach Mike Veneziano of Berlin looking for the technical foul. The refs will discuss. It was after the play was already called dead on a Don Jarrett foul that Don Jarrett walked into RJ Veneziano in a somewhat taunting manner. So both head coaches now going to the referees. And based on the body language of both head coaches, it looks like there will not be a technical foul against Don Jarrett, as the Berlin head coach talking to one of the referees right now in disgust. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. 1:35 to go. Eagles lead 27-25. Had a little break in the action after a foul by R.J. Veneziano against Don Jarrett. It's a 1-1 now for the Kennedy Eagles. After the play was over, Don Jarrett walked into R.J. Veneziano. No technical foul called. Jarrett misses the free throw there. And rebounded by the Redcoats. McKinnon. Pass blocked out of bounds by Damani James. 1:28 to go now. And Khalil Gaskins comes in for Don Jarrett. Redcoats only trailing by 2. Inbound pass goes to the backcourt, and Kyle Mahoney. 2-3 zone applied by Kennedy. McKinnon over to Mahoney. Bounce pass to Garofalo. Garofalo over to Mahoney. Nice ball movement. Wide open is McKinnon for 3 in the lead. Off the back of the rim. It hits the top of the backboard, and Kennedy will get the ball back with 1:11 to go. Play resumes, and now it is Damani James. Passing it over to Flowers. Now McKnight. 1 minute to go in the first half. Bounce pass through the coverage. Shot no good, and McKinnon gets the rebound going the other way. 50 seconds to go now. Mahoney crosses the half-court line. Will retreat and let the offense develop. Pass in the corner. Garofalo with a hand in his face, well short of the mark, and Flowers picks up the rebound. 40 seconds to go. Eagles still only lead by 2. They had a lead as big as 11 at one point in this first half. 30 seconds to go. Eagles will kill as much clock as they can before getting the final shot off, as they lead only by 2. Damani James with 20 seconds to go now. Now 17 seconds. 13 seconds. It is now a stalemate right now, 9 seconds. James stops the dribble, needs to do something with 5 seconds left. McKnight for 3, off the back of the rim, no good. The tip in by Flowers is no good. The shot is no good, and that will end the first half. A very eventful first half, an historical first half here at John F. Kennedy High School. And we go into halftime with the Kennedy Eagles only leading by 2. The score 27-25. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. At the half, the score is 27-25. Kennedy Eagles lead over the Berlin Redcoats, and it's a very eventful first half here, full of excitement, close scoring, back and forth. The Redcoats actually started the game with the lead. Kennedy making their way with the lead, and actually had a lead as big as 11 points in the first half, but Berlin fighting all the way back and getting as close to 1 point, and now going into the half down only 2 points. Leading scorers, will start with the visiting Berlin Redcoats. Leading the way, Evan McKinnon with 11 points, including 2 3-pointers. Dom Nuzzo with 9 points, 4 field goals from inside the paint, and Jake McCarthy with 3 points. And other than a Adam Twinko 2-pointer, that's really been it for the scoring for Berlin. Kennedy, on the other hand, a lot of people scoring, getting on the scoreboard, but leading the way decisively, Don Jarrett with 13 points, but it was his first couple of free throws that made history here at John F. Kennedy High School when he scored his 1,000th career point early on in the first quarter, and he leads this game with 13 points. Daryl Flowers with 5 points, and then 5 other Kennedy Eagles on the scorecard with 2 points. We are seconds away from the start of the second half here on Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay, Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. Thank you for joining us here as we will be giving you Waterbury's best basketball teams throughout the season. And it's really been a good game here, even though Berlin is 1-2 on the record and Kennedy is 3-0. It looks pretty much like two balanced teams, as Berlin has pretty much been able to compete against this Eagles team. The only thing that I did not like from Berlin in the first half was they have the height advantage. They're not taking advantage of it, though. They need to give the ball underneath to McCarthy and Nuzzo and really take advantage of the height difference. And they could actually take away a victory here if they start doing that. For Kennedy, Don Jarrett has been hot. Keep giving him the ball. He got a little bit of some foul trouble late in the second half, and he did not play for the last minute and a half of the second quarter. But other than that, Don Jarrett has really been hot, especially behind the three-point line. So continue giving him the rock, and Kennedy should have an easy victory here for the Red Coats. We start the second half with the Red Coats going now left to right, and the Eagles going right to left. Dom Nuzzo with the ball, again, second in the Red Coats scoring with 9 points. Now over to McCarthy. Passing over to number 5, that's Adam Twinko with 2 points. McKinnon leading the way with 11. Takes a shot off the glass and now extends that to 13 points to start the second half. And now we are tied up at 27 with 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Nice pass underneath. Shot put up by Flowers is blocked, but it's rebounded by the Eagles and Damani James. James will pass it off to Javon McKnight. McKnight through the legs, now spins. 2-3, now 3-2 zone applied by Berlin. Kicks it out to McKnight. McKnight's shot is blocked. McCarthy will foul the man underneath, that Xavier Saunders. And Saunders will go to the line shooting 2. Saunders looking to become the 8th man on the scorecard for the Eagles. And he does so after a friendly bounce there off the rim. Second free throw is no good, and it's rebounded by McCarthy. Falls straight on the ground, and the ball is loose. No foul is called. We have a jump ball and some extracurricular activity. And Eagle is down on the ground, and they're going to call for the athletic trainer. You could hear the thump on the ground and the quick reaction. Xavier Saunders was the one on the ground. Saunders, who was fighting for the ball with number 50, Jake McCarthy. And he points to the back of his head. It looked like his head hit the floor. And of course, nowadays where head injuries are the big thing in every sport, you got to worry about the concussion. Saunders able to get up and walk on his own. He didn't seem like he had any concussion symptoms, but they will evaluate him, and we'll see what the update is later on in this game. But Kennedy with the ball as they won the jump ball. They had the possession arrow, so Don Jarrett will inbound it. And a foul called before the ball was even thrown in, and it's on Evan McKinnon, and he asks for an explanation from the referee. Jarrett looking for someone to inbound to. No look pass to McKnight. McKnight through traffic, and a foul is called on Adam Twinko. No travel called, despite what the Berlin fans near our broadcast booth are asking for. And now the refs will discuss. Already 3 team fouls against Berlin, and we're not even a minute into this second half. Inbound pass is lofted and overthrown, but eventually picked up by Damani James. James in the corner to Don Jarrett. John Jarrett drives the baseline. In traffic, gets the 2-pointer. It's good. So now a 3-point game for the Kennedy Eagles as they lead with 6:45 to go in the third. Nuzzo will pass it over to McCarthy on top of the key. Bounce pass to McKinnon from the elbow. No good. Rebounded underneath. And a foul called on Don Nuzzo going over the back. Damani James with 6.5 to go. McKnight cutting through, the pass to Flowers, and the shot good. Now 7 points for Darryl Flowers. Good ball movement there against the 2-3 zone. Going to the middle and then kicking it out for the open shot outside. Nuzzo drives off the glass and an easy 2 there. And he approaches double digits for the day. 32-29, 6 minutes ago here. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. Shot put up by James is no good. It rims out, and it's picked up by Nuzzo. 3-point game between the Redcoats and the Eagles. Foul called, and Don Jarrett not happy with the foul. Jarrett will be charged with the foul. Or excuse me, he was charged for the last one to be, or it was a foul, excuse me. It was a foul on Don Jarrett. My apologies for the confusion there. And now Adam Twinko, now to RJ Veneziano, the point guard. Now to the corner, kicked out to Nuzzo. Nuzzo stops the dribble, no travel called, shot put up off the glass, no good, the ball is loose. McCarthy will get to it, but the ball is still loose. Nuzzo able to tip his way out of there. Bounce pass underneath to Twinko, kicks it out to McKinnon. McKinnon lofts it up, fadeaway. McCarthy is charged with a loose ball foul. Not quite sure where the foul was, and I know the head coach of Berlin asking the same thing. I guess just enough contact to be made by McCarthy, leading to the foul there, and Kennedy will have the ball. Lorenzo Benjamin comes in for the first time for the Kennedy Eagles. And Benjamin now with the ball. Benjamin passing it over to Khalil Gaskins, and he'll call a timeout. So with 4:57 to go here in the third quarter, the Eagles lead 32-29. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. Were you able to get all that? You heard it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
Tired.
32-29 the score here at John F. Kennedy High School. Third quarter action. Eagles lead here as the inbound pass goes to Khalil Gaskins. Now Gaskins with the ball. From the foul line, the shot no good, and it's rebounded by Adam Twinko, and he'll bring it up himself, quickly pushing it over to McKinnon. Now to Twinko. Bounce pass to Veneziano. Spins, can't shake off his defender. Will drive through, off the glass and good. And that's RJ Veneziano's first 2 points of the game. And now the Eagles' lead is 1. Benjamin now over to Gaskins. Underneath to Sampson. Sampson backs up, takes a shot, no good. Ball is out of bounds and will go to Berlin, and they have a chance to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter. Pass out to McKinnon. Under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Nuzzo for the lead. No good. Rebounded by Daryl Flowers. Flowers quickens the pace. Now stops and pass over to Khalil Gaskins. Gaskins trying to let the play set up. Passing over to Flowers. Kicks it out to Benjamin. Lorenzo Benjamin pass over to Khalil Gaskins. Keeps it in bounds. Wide open for three is Flowers. It's good. And now Daryl Flowers hits double digits for the day. 10 points for him. 5 in this quarter alone. 3 minutes ago in the third quarter. Foul is called. That's number 25, Damani James, and Dan Garofalo enters for Berlin. McKinnon over to Garofalo. Going around the court, McKinnon at the hot spot, good for three! Evan McKinnon again finding his hot spot in the corner and hits the three-pointer, and again we have a 1-point game. Gaskins to Sampson. Underneath, shot blocked by McCarthy. And it's going to be a tough time to drive through the lane with Jake McCarthy underneath there. Timeout called by Berlin. And we have another 1-point game here at John F. Kennedy High School. 35-34. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96.
What's on your mind right now?
Good game.
Pretty good game. Right? Not a blowout. Who do you think's gonna win this?
Come back from the timeout. 35-34. The Kennedy Eagles lead this one. Jake McCarthy will inbound it for Berlin as they try to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter. Kyle Mahoney with the ball. He goes to his left side. Posting up is Dom Nuzzo. Pass over to Jake McKinnon. Pick made by Nuzzo. McKinnon kicking it out to Kyle Mahoney as we approach 2 minutes in the third quarter. Mahoney trying to drive, but he can't do it. He has to kick it out to McKinnon. McKinnon on top of the key, lofts it to the foul line. That is Nuzzo. Drives, and it's good. Berlin takes the lead for the first time since the first quarter. And suddenly, Kennedy's audience has quiet down. And Gaskins called with the travel. And things starting to dissolve here for the Eagles. They lose the lead, and now Berlin has a chance to extend the lead. Under 2 minutes to go. 36-35. Redcoats lead the Eagles. Pass over to McKinnon. Evan McKinnon, guarded by Lorenzo Benjamin. Going to the left, stops the dribble, pass over to the top of the key. That's Kyle Mahoney, who's guarded by Khalil Gaskin. Some physicality going underneath there between Sampson and Nuzzo. Dan Garofalo trying to drive, he can't do it, so he stops his dribble, needs to do something, passes it over to Kyle Mahoney. We have a foul called, and it's away from the ball. and it's on Victor Sampson. Things are getting rough in this one. Brandon Espinal comes in, and something that you need to notice here in the third quarter, the absence of Don Jarrett, who was the leading scorer with 15 points for the Eagles. Shot put up off the glass, and it's good for 2. Evan Cornwall gets on the scorecard for the first time today for Berlin. Don Jarrett getting in a little bit of foul trouble. You have not seen him at all in the third quarter. They are saving him for the fourth quarter. Shot put up by Flowers is no good. Under a minute to go as the Redcoats take the rebound, and they lead by 3. Kyle Mahoney guarded by Khalil Gaskins. 48 seconds to go. Dom Nuzzo. Now to McKinnon for 3. Off the rim, no good. The ball is loose, and it's a fast break. Bounce pass to James. James stops his dribble. Goes to Flowers. Drives off the glass. Good for 2. Daryl Flowers being able to step up with Don Jarrett out with foul trouble. A 1-point game as the Redcoats lead 38-37. 20 seconds left. Nuzzo off the glass. Good for 2. And now they are starting to use that size to their advantage. Dom Nuzzo being able to get underneath. An easy lay-in uncontested for 2. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Off the glass, good for 2 is James. 1 second left. They can't get the shot off, and that's going to end the third quarter. And it is getting very exciting here at John F. Kennedy High School. Berlin leads 40-39 with 8 minutes to go in this one, or we could see even more action here. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. So we start the fourth quarter here at John F. Kennedy High School. And Don Jarrett will start on the court for the Eagles. Earlier today, he scored his 1,000th career point. Has gotten into some foul trouble here. You didn't see him for much of the third quarter, but he enters in the fourth quarter here. Brandon Flowers puts up a 3. The shot no good, and it's rebounded by R.J. Veneziano, the shortest man on the court. Pass over to R.J. Veneziano now. Passing over to Dom Nuzzo. Nuzzo draws the foul. It's Daryl Flowers who commits the foul. Team fouls will start to be a factor here in this fourth quarter. Right now, it is 5 team fouls for Berlin and 4 team fouls for Kennedy. Bounce pass underneath McCarthy, and he puts it in for an easy 2. Down 3. They need to start giving that ball to Don Jarrett, who is hot behind the three-point line, and there he is right now with the ball. He'll drive, kicks it out, but he's going to get called for the travel before the pass, and it's going the other way. Easy call for the travel there as Don Jarrett was trying to pass it out, but I think he mishandled it before he was able to get the pass out. 7:15 to go. R.J. Veneziano. Off the glass, no good, and it's rebounded by Sampson. The only man who's actually given somewhat of a contest underneath to McCarthy and Nuzzo. Don Jarrett draws the foul. And that one is on Adam Twinko. That's the 6th team foul now for Berlin. Next foul puts the Eagles on the line for a 1-and-1. A big three-pointer there by Jarrett. Reaches the rim, but it rims out. Pass to McCarthy. Now to R.J. Veneziano. Under 7 minutes to go. Veneziano to Nuzzo. McKinnon is in the corner. Nuzzo spins, drives, draws the foul. Daryl Flowers doesn't like the call. And the foul is on Victor Sampson. Nuzzo 1 for 3 from the free throw line today. The first is good. 16 points now for Dom Nuzzo. And the Redcoats now lead by 4, their first 2-possession lead of the game. Second free throw is good. McKnight called for the travel. He can't get the shot off, and it's going the other way. Big mistakes here for Kennedy, and they're going to have to call a timeout to figure out what is going on in this game. They trail 44-39 here at John F. Kennedy High School. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96.
The Hall of Fame dinner, I saw that. Did you have multiple cameras for that? It looks really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like what you did with the After Effects logo too. I mean, with the logo.
Thank you. (44-39) the lead for Berlin here in the fourth quarter. Inbound goes to Dom Nuzzo. Nuzzo will pass it over to Jake McCarthy, the two big men on the court. Nuzzo will pass over to RJ Veneziano. He'll drive, but then he'll retreat back. He had the open layup, but then he'll pass over to McKinnon, now back to Veneziano. Whistle blown and a foul on the floor. And it's on McKnight off the ball. Both teams now in the bonus. Next foul brings the other team to the line. Inbound pass to Kyle Mahoney. You have to wonder how tight the defense will be now that both teams are in the bonus. McKinnon for 3, no good. Don Jarrett gets the rebound and will quickly bring it over. Shot off the glass, no good. Dom Nuzzo will get the rebound uncontested. Going the other way. McKinnon in the corner. Double team right now by a couple Eagles, and a foul is called. Or excuse me, a timeout is called by Berlin. And it is 5:46 to go in this one. Berlin leads 44-39 here at John F. Kennedy High School. You're watching Waterbury High School Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. Don Jarrett started for the Kennedy Eagles with history as he scored his 1,000th career point today. Now has 15 points in the game overall today. Darryl Flowers was able to pick things up for the Eagles, while Don Jarrett had some foul trouble in the third quarter. Flowers now with 12 points in the game today. But it's really been Dom Nuzzo for Berlin and also Evan McKinnon behind the three-point line that have given the Redcoats the lead. Mahoney gets the inbound pass as play resumes here. He's double teamed, needs something to do. He passes over to RJ Veneziano, and now they apply the double team. Mahoney for 3, no good, and it's rebounded by Flowers. He'll quickly push it up. Behind the back, up, and a foul is called. And it's on Mahoney. So Darryl Flowers will go to the line shooting 2, try to make this a one-possession game again. The first free throw is no good. Second free throw is no good, so Flowers misses both free throws, and that could be crucial towards the end of this game. McKinnon over to Veriziano. Now to Mahoney. Mahoney guarded by Don Jarrett. In the corner to Jake McCarthy, back to Kyle Mahoney. Mahoney off the glass, rims out, tipped no good by Nuzzo, and it's eventually stolen. Going cross court, Don Jarrett up, the foul, and it doesn't go in, so he'll go to the line shooting 2. Jarrett hits the first free throw. And he hits the second free throw. Substitution being made as Damani James comes in for Khalil Gaskins. It's a one-possession game. Redcoats lead by 3. Nuzzo double-teed right now. Contact being made, but no foul called. McCarthy off the glass and good for 2. Again, the size difference benefits Berlin on this point and using it to their advantage. Kicking it out to Flowers. Flowers underneath, shot no good. And it's Nuzzo and McCarthy there for the rebound. Nuzzo with the ball, guarded by Flowers. They're trying not to touch him as both teams are in the bonus. Nearly a travel there. Veneziano. Foul called on Benjamin. And that's going to put R.J. Veneziano to the line shooting 1-1. Four minutes and 27 seconds to go. Veneziano misses the free throw, but there's McCarthy. He misses the follow-up. Ball is loose. Nuzzo's there to fight it off of Don Jarrett. The lay-in is good. Dom Nuzzo being able to fight it off of Don Jarrett. And a travel called on Gaskins. And the implosion continues here at Kennedy. Inbound pass goes right to Don Jarrett, and the Eagles catch a break. Jarrett drives, lofted, no good, and a foul is called. Don Jarrett on the ground laying there, but it seems to be okay as he's quickly picked up with the help of Flowers and Nuzzo. Don Jarrett, who is 4 for 5 today from the free throw line, will shoot 2, and they need as many free throws as possible. The first free throw is no good. It was actually a 1-1. My apologies. It was before the shot. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by McCarthy, and the Eagles will keep the ball on their zone. Inbound pass to Don Jarrett. Now they're going to start forcing the ball to Jarrett as he needs to carry the Eagles to a victory. Off the glass, gets his own rebound, in traffic, up, and draws a foul. The first free throw is good for Jarrett. Dom Nuzzo with 4 fouls, and now Berlin has 10 team fouls, so now the Eagles are in the double bonus. The second free throw from Jarrett is good, and Khalil Gaskins re-enters the game for Damani James. It's a 5-point game. Dom Nuzzo Ball, no, they're not going to call it out of bounds. They will call it a foul on Lorenzo Benjamin. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for Dom Nuzzo. $19 points for Dom Nuzzo, sporting the headband today. The free throw is good, so he'll get a second one. Second free throw is no good, and it is rebounded from behind by Damani James, giving it Don Jarrett. They trail by 6. Jarrett underneath, no travel call. The ball is missed. No good on the shot, and it's picked up by McCarthy. Mahoney will have the ball. Ball kicked by Jarrett to the hands of Jake McCarthy, and now Mahoney with the ball. 3.5 minutes to go. Eagles trail by 6. Up and one! Adam Twinko hits the layup, foul on Khalil Gaskins. And it's now an 8-point game. Misses the free throw. Nuzzo can't handle the rebound, but Twinko's there to get it. Pass over to Mahoney. Pass now to number 5, Adam Twinko. Drives, and it's good. And the Redcoats now lead by double digits with 3 minutes to go. Jarrett, foul called, and Jarrett will go to the line, shooting 2. The game plan now for Kennedy, it's been obvious. Give the ball to Don Jarrett and let him carry us to victory, but he's been struggling as he's trying to drive through the traffic and the obvious size difference of McCarthy and Dom Nuzzo. First free throw is no good. Jarrett's second free throw is good. Timeout called by Kennedy. 3 minutes and 1 second to go. Eagles in desperation mode as they now trail by 9. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on channel 16 and 96. Yeah. .301 to go in the fourth quarter. The Kennedy Eagles coming into this game 3-0 against the 1-2 Berlin Redcoats, and the Redcoats lead 53-44. The possession arrow currently going to the visitors, and they currently have the ball right now. McCarthy will inbound it and pass it to Evan McKinnon, who has been deadly behind the three-point line today. Double teamed. Now it's in desperation mode, and a timeout called by Berlin. 2:50 to go in the fourth. 2:50 to go in the fourth. 53-44 the score. The Berlin Redcoats leading the home team Kennedy Eagles. McCarthy inbounding it right in front of our broadcast booth to Dom Nuzzo. Nuzzo triple team to McCarthy. Now to Mahoney. Now it's a prevent offense trying to be prevented from getting fouled as the clock continues to die down. McCarthy now over to number 5, Adam Twinko. Underneath McCarthy, off the glass and good for 2. 11-point lead now for Berlin. Don Jarrett falls. It's an offensive foul on Jarrett. Kyle Mahoney draws the charge, keeps the feet planted. .220 to go. McKinnon gets the inbound pass. Now Kennedy has to start fouling. Both teams in the double bonus, though. McKinnon lofts it up, and it's a travel before the shot. So the Eagles catch a break there, but time winding down and the lead getting bigger for Berlin. Evan McKinnon exits. And Evan Cornwall enters for the Redcoats, and also the Eagles make a substitution. Flowers for 3. Good, nothing but net. Timeout called by Kennedy after the three-pointer. 2 minutes and 1 second to go. .55-47 is the score with 2 minutes and 1 second to go. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. It was a pretty close game for the most part up until about early on here in the fourth quarter, where Berlin has just taken over this game, and they had a lead as big as 11, just like Kennedy had earlier in this game. And now the lead is 8 after a three-pointer from Darryl Flowers, who has really blossomed here in the second half. He has 10 points in this half, 15 total. Kennedy calling the timeout after the Flowers three-pointer. For the Eagles, it will be Don Jarrett, Damani James, Darryl Flowers, Khalil Gaskins, and Lorenzo Benjamin. And for the Berlin Redcoats, it will be Adam Twinko, RJ Veneziano, Dom Nuzzo, who has the ball right now, Kyle Mahoney, and Evan McKinnon. Jake McCarthy not in the game. The ball is loose, and then is picked up by Mahoney. Wide open is Veneziano. In the corner is McKinnon. Wide open for the dagger. No good. Rebounded by Darryl Flowers. Flowers now. The crowd's starting to pick it up. On the ground, it's an offensive foul. Darryl Flowers commits an offensive foul, and RJ Veneziano maybe sold one there. And with 97 seconds left in this one, it's going to be very hard for the Eagles to come back. Veneziano, who just drew the charge, over to Adam Twinko. Foul called on Darryl Flowers, who just committed the charge. If one thing is to lead the Eagles as to why they lost this game, if they in fact lose this game, it's going to be the foul trouble. First free throw good from Twinko. Couple substitutions being made for both teams. Entering the first time today, Tyron Stenson for the Eagles. Second free throw is no good. And a foul called on Flowers again. 9-point game with 1:26 to go. And Twinkle goes back to the line. Misses the free throw. And what everyone thought was a 1-and-1 is actually 2 free throws, as it's a double bonus. Ryan Kopp comes in for the first time for Berlin, in for RJ Veneziano. Second free throw. Might have a lane violation. And it's going to the Eagles. 124. Eagles trail by 9. Don Jarrett with the ball. Passing over to Lorenzo Benjamin. Back to Don Jarrett. 1:15 to go. Jarrett for an NBA size 3. It's short and picked up by Don Nuzzo. Now over to Ryan Kopp. Foul called. No, a timeout called. The foul was after the timeout. And it's a timeout on Berlin. 1:07 to go. You're watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay on Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti. We thank you for watching this one between the Kennedy Eagles and the Berlin Redcoats. 56-47 the score. Little history being made in the first quarter as Don Jarrett scored his 1,000th career game as a Kennedy Eagle. However, it is the Berlin Redcoats coming out here in this non-conference game, coming into Waterbury, into John F. Kennedy High School, and leading this one by 9 points with 1:07 to go. Berlin with the possession arrow and currently with the ball. Both teams in the double bonus. The Eagles need to start hitting their shots. They are really pressuring the three-pointers and not making them. You would say try to drive in and draw the fouls, but that hasn't been working either. It's Twinko with a minute left. Foul called. That one on Gaskins. So Twinko back to the line shooting 2. First free throw is good. Second free throw is no good and rebounded by Don Jarrett. It's a 10-point game with under a minute to go. Jarrett with good ball movement misses the layup, and it's rebounded underneath by Evan Cornwall. Don Jarrett getting a little too physical there, trying to stop the clock with a foul. And with that foul, Don Jarrett has fouled out of this game. With 51.3 seconds to go, and the Eagles trailing by 10, Don Jarrett's historical day where he scored his 1,000th career point ends with him fouling out. 19 points for the end of his game. First free throw is good for Cornwall. And it looks like this one will be the first loss for the Kennedy Eagles. Second free throw is no good, and it is rebounded by the Eagles. They're going to call it a travel. With 47.4 seconds to go. LaSalle Stewart comes into the game for the Eagles. Foul called, and going to the line is number 15, Landon Murphy, who entered for the first time today just a few seconds ago. Murphy's first is no good. .6 seconds ago. 58-47 the score. Make that 59-47. A 12-point game. The Eagles will need to hit a three and steal the ball, hit another three, steal the ball, hit another three, steal the ball, and hit one more three to tie this one up. Shot put up for three. It's good. That's 1-3. Timeout called by Kennedy. A three-pointer by Damani James. Makes it a 9-point game. 33.6 seconds to go. Kennedy with a three-pointer there from Damani James, as this game is still not over yet. Again, they now need to steal the ball from Berlin, hit another three-pointer, steal the ball again, hit another three-pointer, steal the ball one more time and hit a three-pointer in the next 33.6 seconds. And if you think that's not going to happen, I've seen it before. Now, granted, it was a professional game, and granted, it was Reggie Miller, and granted, it was against the New York Knicks. When he scored 8 points in, 16 seconds in that Eastern Conference final game at Madison Square Garden? Anything could happen. Tyler Gonzalez comes in for the Eagles. And not much height here for the Eagles, as obviously, but now bringing in their defense and three-point shooting team here. Pass up. Nuzzo underneath. The shot no good. And it's rebounded by the Eagles. 19 seconds left. Foul is called. And that's going to put the Eagles on the line. Is it too little too late, or the Eagles still have a chance here? It will be LaSalle Stewart on the line, shooting two. The first is no good. And Berlin not taking any chances. They bring back in their big man, Jake McCarthy. Second free throw. It's good. McKinnon gets the inbound pass and is fouled quickly by number 21, Khalil Gaskins. 14.7 seconds to go. First free throw is good. McKinnon now with 17 points today. Second free throw is no good, and it's rebounded by the Redcoats. And they're just going to let the clock die out, and the Eagles will fall for the first time today. The Berlin Redcoats come in 1-2 and pull an upset here in Waterbury at John F. Kennedy High School. Final score 60-51. What started as a positive note here for the Kennedy Eagles with Don Jarrett scoring his 1,000th career point ends on a sour note with a Berlin victory. Final score of 60-51. Thank you for watching Waterbury High School Sports Basketball Replay at Channel 16 and 96. My name is Michael Valenti saying so long from John F. Kennedy High School.
This has been a presentation of Natatuck Productions and Waterbury High School Sports.